it's Adam and Thalia. So it's my second run of the Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. It's Thalia's first. So, what did you think of Mission Impossible 8? The Final Reckoning. I mean, your face pretty much just said everything.
I had some of my biggest pet peeves in films.
Right.
In action films specifically. 1, they talk to you like you're an idiot and do 20 minutes of exposition. And 2, they have scenarios which are beyond action movie reality realism. And you look at it and go, even in an action film, this is crazy that person survived that. Like, 2 of my biggest films in pet peeves in action films happened in this film. And as a result, I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I wanted to. As much as I wanted to.
I think for me this time round, when I went into it and when the music started and the logo came up, and we saw it in IMAX tonight.
That was an amazing experience.
It was an amazing experience. Yeah. I think I sort of settled down. I think the first time I saw it, I was like a little bit too overhyped and a bit too anxious. But I think this time I was like, I'm just going to let this sort of wash over me a little bit because I kind of knew what to expect. So I'm just going to let it wash over me. And I think that was a better experience for me the second time round. But there is still massive problems with exposition in this film. Like, it is crazy how many times people say the same stuff 15 times.
Or recap to you the events of the past film as if you hadn't seen the past film. Like, don't treat me like I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I've seen the films.
Yeah.
I know what it's about. You don't have to tell me about the last film and what happened.
Yes.
I know what happened. Don't give me an exposition tape. I hate when they do that.
Yeah. And I think that probably the biggest thing is that they were so concerned about trying to have this whole legacy wrap-up thing that they really lose sight of the fact we just want to really get a good film. Like, we just want good action or, you know, a focus on good sequences or whatever. Like, and don't just milk the cow so much, like over milking the cow. Just get to the crust of it. Like, I'd much prefer to have seen this film be a really solid 90-minute film and have all the good stuff in it. And I honestly think that you could probably almost get a 90-minute film out of this movie. I think you
definitely could. If you cut out all the exposition in this film and all the random flashbacks that we did not need 5 repeats of, you would be able to get a solid 90-minute film that has the energy of films like Ghost Protocol and all those really good ones that are in the center where it was just action-packed. It was succinct enough that audience were kept on the edge of their seats the entire time. Don't get me wrong. There are amazing action sequences in this. I think I've developed a Subnautica fear where I'm fearing ever drowning in a submarine at the bottom of the ocean because of one of the scenes. But it's just the fact that it's broken up by these lines which are obviously trying to hand feed the audience things that they don't need to be hand fed. We understand the stakes. We understand that this is what Ethan does. He lives in the shadows, he'll die in the shadows, blah, 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 all that stuff, you know, said a million times over. Like, repeated like 15 million times when we don't need to repeat it 15 million times because the message is more impactful if it's said once or said twice by the same character. Don't repeat it to me 15 times.
Don't do it.
Like, the action sequence, as you know, amazing, fantastic. Tom Cruise does an amazing job in creating these action sequences that have you on the edge of the seat, that wonder if Ethan Hunt is actually going to get out of this one, or whether or not this is his last one, like, you know what I mean? But it just was the mirage of it was broken by the fact there was so much exposition and so much trying to plot feed the audience stuff that's going to happen and putting heaps of Chekhov's guns in there and being like, oh, this is in here, he's got to keep an eye on that, or this is over here, he's got to keep an eye on this, and we're like, we get it, okay? You can show it to us, tell us what it is, don't try and hand feed us. I'm going to keep saying that because it just keeps me.
If I'm Ethan Hunt with that key, like, always doing this. He does this move like about 4 times. I'm like, we get it.
About 4 times
we understand, Ethan, you have a key and you're holding it up. We know that. But yeah, I think it was better the second time round, but the glaring problems are it was just over exposition. Like, give us different dialogue. spend that time creating fuller character arcs and giving us
more
things to do with these other characters, because you've got this wonderful group of people,
this new
Benji,
team.
like this I can't remember what the lady,
the French lady.
The French lady.
It plays Mantis.
Yes, her. And she's a great actress. Like, give her some more things to do.
Like, she has such,
and she got some great energy, right?
Yeah.
Like the other cop, like.
That's the thing. I would love to get some backstory. If they'd cut out all the exposition, you'd actually able to get character arcs, which made you care about these characters for when they were in situations which were dire, and make them understand the actions they took to protect each other. Like,
give us some more Grace. Give us a little bit more, backstory with Grace, and that's kind of what I liked about Dead Reckoning. Is at least we got
backstory.
A little bit more backstory of these characters. And I think that film, as much as it had a lot of faults, I think it actually settled into its action and its beats and its movement a lot better than what this film did.
It felt very clunky, this film.
This film did. It felt like
they were trying to shove all this stuff in and shove all this stuff in and shove all this stuff in. We have to get these 5 action sequences in here. We have to do this. And it did not, like you said, focus on the character arcs and focus why we should care about this team and care about the relationships they have to each other. If they spent a little bit more time developing these characters to the point where we understand the stakes for each individual character and what it actually means to them. We get that they're on Ethan Hunt's side, but why are they on Ethan Hunt's side? We don't understand that fully. We understand a little bit from the lady who plays Mantis's character because, yes, he saved her life in the last film.
Yes.
Low-key spoilers, I guess. If you haven't seen it by now, why haven't you seen it? But, we have to understand more about this cop character, more about, even Benji and Grace and why they should trust these other people who they don't really know that well. Right. Just because Ethan knows them doesn't mean that it's immediately going to be like a thing of trust that they're going to trust each other.
And still the weakest villain out of the entire series.
So weak, literally.
I think that, out of all the series, he really is the weakest. Especially after he had Solomon Lane.
Solomon Lane,
yeah. He was really a great villain, and carried across 2 films. And was sinister and mean and got in some good action scenes. And, there was some good stuff. And
he had, no remorse. That's the thing. That was
remorse.
And it was in a way that made him feel like a human who had no remorse. I feel like this particular villain, he feels, robotic. He doesn't feel... Yeah. He feels like an animated character villain. He has the energy of an animated character villain.
He does. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, still some glaringly obvious problems with Final Reckoning. And again, the final sequence.
Yeah.
Just...
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, you did it in Ghost Protocol. I think you even did it in Fallout a little bit, but I won't spoil it. But what would you give Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning?
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Wow.
I did not. As a person who loves some of the missions, I love Fallout. I love Fallout. Ghost Protocol. I love Mission Impossible 3 and Mission Impossible 1 as well.
Yeah.
It didn't give me the amount of character depth that some of those films do and some of the stakes those films have. I did not feel it in this film. Yes, I felt on the edge of my seat in some of the action sequences, but I did not feel the stakes as much as I probably should have for a film that is extremely relevant to the kind of problems that we are facing in society with technology and the way AI can actually take over technology quite easily and is becoming more intelligent. I did not feel the stakes as much as I have in other films where I felt like this is a mission which is impossible. I don't know how to explain it, but it's the other films you could kind of see the ending, whereas with this it's kind of feels like a lot to try and pack into one film. I feel like that was one of my problems, is the fact that this felt like they're we have to finish it, and so they packed so much into one film, so much exposition, so many place changes, so much of everything, that it felt very somehow rushed for a film that was 3 hours long.
Yeah. But I still don't feel like they needed to rush. I don't feel like...
Because I feel like some of that should be cut.
Well, yeah, I think it was unearned. I think some of it just didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
And focus on other parts of the character development that sits outside of Ethan. Is probably what I would
like the team's character development. The development is the character of a team needed to be developed more than it was for us to care about these people. Like
100%.
We care about them, sure, because we know a little bit about them from other films, but to care about them as a team instead of as individuals was not something you could easily do in this film.
No.
And that's the reason why, I think another reason why I gave it a 5 is just because, one, it hit my pet peeves, 2, it didn't give me the energy that a Mission Impossible film usually gives me, and 3, the fact that the characters were not well enough developed for me to care fully about them as a team.
All right, quick ranking. So, we've got 8 Mission Impossible films. All right, so what's your favourite Mission Impossible film?
Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol is number 1.
Yeah. Fallout.
Fallout's number 2.
Mission 1.
Mission 1 is number 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mission 3
is number 4. Right.
And then I like Dead Reckoning probably is next.
5. Interesting.
Oh wait, no, what else have I missed?
You've missed Rogue Nation.
Oh my god, wait, no, Rogue Nation's before Dead Reckoning.
Okay.
So number 5.
Number 5, yeah. So then you've got Dead Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning.
6. And then you've got the last...
Final Reckoning and then Mission Impossible 2. Because I don't like Mission Impossible 2.
Is the end. The John Woo music video.
I can't get over the dubs. Every time I watch that film, I laugh hysterically every time dubs come on the
It's an ornithologist's favourite action film. I'm pretty much with you on that.
Yeah,
order, 100%.
pretty much.
Although
Except you like Fallout better, right?
I'd put Fallout on top. I'd put Fallout 3, 1. Then I'd put Ghost Protocol. Then I'd go down the line to Rogue Nation. And then where am I going after that? 1. Yeah. Oh, no. 1 before Rogue Nation.
Dead Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning.
Final Reckoning. Mission Impossible 2.
I've got not enough fingers. Anyway, thank you, Tali.
You're welcome.
See you next time.